I'm doing good. I'm doing good. You might hear the thunder sometimes because it's raining very heavily over
Oh,
here. And yeah, there's a storm outside. So yeah, that's what's happening. Otherwise, my day is going fine as well. What all did you do
okay.
today before the class?
I didn't do anything special. I
Mm-hmm.
just created some content
Okay.
and then I tried to edit one of my short videos, but it's still in that process. And I was waiting for this session. After this session, I'll be starting or beginning my day nicely.
Right. Okay. So what is left of the day? What do you plan to do after the class?
After the class, I'll be conducting 2 to 3 more sessions.
Wow.
But before that, I have to again. It's all about kitchen lunch.
Hmm.
I'll be preparing something.
Hmm.
I'll be whipping up something for myself and my son.
Oh.
It's his exam today, so he'll be back by 1 or 1:30, I believe. So yes, and then my evening is all about my sessions. So
Hmm.
yes.
Okay, I understand. All right. And how is English practice going on? Are you reading something these days?
Can't say reading properly, but yes, as I mentioned earlier also that I am into finding some quotes and then
Right.
I'll
Yes.
jot down those quotes. So yes, in this way, my
Yeah.
reading is very brief, I can say. I don't go for books
Hmm.
because I don't really get time and I just want to make the most of it
Okay.
whenever I get time. So I just try to find maybe certain words
Right. Yeah.
or
That's
paragraph or any quote, and I just work on that. I try to use those vocabulary words in different context. I try to experiment with my learning. That's
that's
how
good.
I
That's good.
I work on my language.
That's perfect. That's perfectly fine. Okay, all right. So now, on that note, we obviously have a very interesting topic today. When I saw the topic, I thought that you are going to love it because you have always talked about your love for music,
Hmm.
right? And today is one such topic where we talk about music, but obviously, we'll not start with that. We'll start with other basic, spontaneous
Hmm.
speaking activities first, and then from there, go to the topic of the day. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So today I was thinking of doing a little bit of elaborate speaking with you. By elaborate speaking, I mean that I'll give you some topics. I want you to
Mm-hmm.
think about it for a while and then speak on it for at least 2 minutes. I just want you
Okay.
to just take the stage and speak on that topic as much as possible and in whatever way you like. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. But the topics would be simple, so you don't really
Mhm.
have to think a lot anyway.
Okay.
But let's try this with one topic and then we'll move forward.
Mhm.
Okay? All right. Okay. So the first topic that I have in mind for you is where I want you to think of a sound or a
Mhm.
smell which you
Okay.
think whenever you hear that sound or you smell that particular scent, you will always go back in time. You'll always think about something maybe in the past, in your childhood. You'll be transported back in time almost whenever you hear that or you smell that. So I want you to think of
Okay.
something like that and tell me a little bit about it.
Okay. So as you just mentioned, the smell.
Hmm.
The very first thing that came to my mind was it was a perfume. I don't know whether it is available these days or not, but
Okay.
yes, when I was in my college,
Mm-hmm.
my husband, who was that time my fiance,
Right.
he would wear that. I don't know what was the name of that perfume, but yes, he would wear that in every time when he when we had a kind of date or we would plan any any date or
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
stuff. So yes,
Yeah.
he would wear that, and I would love that fragrance.
Oh, that's
So
very
that's what I whenever, yes, these days actually, I guess last week only we were discussing, and
hmm.
he told me that he's desperately looking for that very
Oh,
perfume,
yeah.
but he's not getting because he was in Indian Navy, and
Okay.
uh, he used to get that perfume there. I don't
Oh,
know where, okay, which place.
right.
So
Right.
yes, we were discussing, and I told him that I love that perfume. Once he gifted that perfume to me, and you know what? That time we got the very first car, Maruti 800,
Oh,
and my father, he used to spray that perfume in that car.
It was so good.
Yes. So I used to tell him, see, my father used your perfume in this way. So we used to laugh a lot. So yes,
Yeah.
this is a very beautiful and sweet story behind this, and that's what frequently came to my mind.
Right. Very nice. Very nice story. Okay. Thank you. Do you remember any particular sound as well?
Sound, it's always that sound of bell of those
Right.
school bells when
Yeah.
the period would be the next period, okay? So
Yeah.
when it used to be the sound of last period, chutti wala sound, okay?
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God,
Yeah. Everyone used to run
such
out.
nostalgia, right?
Yeah.
We used
Exactly.
to
Exactly.
pack our bag and we used to rush towards the
Yeah.
gate like
Yeah.
slaves, right?
That's so sweet.
So
Absolutely.
yes,
I agree.
that was the
Oh,
sound.
okay. Thank you so much for
Hmm.
sharing that with me. Since we're on the topic of memories, why don't you share your most favorite memory from your childhood with me?
Okay, there are a lot of memories of my childhood. Yes, I tell you one day what happens.
Yeah.
We were at our Masi's place for summer vacation. Okay, so on the way to that I mean, on that way there was a pond.
Okay.
One day, my sister and I, we went to that place and we found that pond very appealing, and we started throwing stones and what all the objects we were getting. And by or accidentally, my sister fell into that pond. Okay, it was actually quite deep, and people would tell us that there were crocodiles in that pond. So now what to do, because the home was quite far and I was so young. My sister she started crying and I was trying to pull her with my hands, right? And after that struggle, I mean, we struggled for 10 to 15 minutes and eventually I also fell into that pond. In that struggle of pulling her up, I fell in that pond, okay? But the
Right.
thing was, my mother, she was anxious about us, so she just came to find us, and eventually she found her daughters into that pond, and she was so grateful to God that she came on time, and she pulled us up, and then she made us understand that never do these kind of things. It's not safe. So that's the that's the memory I can share with you. Very weird memory.
No, no, no. It's a sweet memory.
Yes.
All right. Okay.
Actually,
Yeah.
mhm.
Go ahead.
My sister, what we used to do, we
Yeah.
pretend to be a hero and heroine. Okay, I would be the hero and
Oh,
she would be the heroine. So
right.
the song was, "O
Yeah.
Majnu ke nana mere peeche na aana," right?
Yeah.
This was
Yeah.
the song. So she
Yeah.
was holding a stick and she was pretending like this, and she was throwing
Yeah.
the stones and everything. Okay, and in that maybe hustle, she fell, but first she fell and eventually I also fell down in that pond. So that was the scenario.
I'm interested to know why did you want to become the hero at that point of time and not the heroine?
Yes, because that's a very good observation.
Yeah.
Because I used to be very bold and blunt. Okay,
Ah,
I was
right.
the youngest one among my
Yeah.
siblings, right?
Yeah.
But I was the one who always took the charge of
Yeah.
anything. So that's
Yeah.
the trait of my personality. That's why I used to be a hero and she used to be a heroine. And we
Right.
are still the same.
Right. I understand. Right. Okay,
Yes.
great. Thank you so much for
Mhm.
sharing that with me. And now, since again we were talking about childhood, do you think the experience of childhood has changed from when you were a child? Now you're a mother, so you have seen another child growing up under your care. So, do you
Hmm.
think the experience of childhood is different from what it was in your own time?
Yes, it is. It is. These days, it's all work and no play.
Hmm.
That's how I can define childhood, okay?
Right.
Children are so busy with their gadgets, with their studies, their coaching classes, and all these things. So yes, as parents, as children, I guess it's like burning the candle at both ends, okay? And that's how I guess these days we get to know those signs or symptoms of depression, anxiety, and among young children. My
Yeah.
son, one day he told me that one of his classmates has blood pressure issues. So I was,
Already.
yes, shocked. Yes. shocked. So that's how I mean, we were so blessed.
Hmm.
We
Hmm.
were so blessed. We had the best childhood ever. And
Hmm.
this generation, though they enjoy, they don't want to go out, they don't want to get familiar or get along with their cousins or maybe their friends from their villages. But I don't think so that they are enjoying their childhood. It's all about, again, going in. It's a rabbit hole, and okay,
Yeah.
a rabbit hole of social media.
Hmm.
So very the today's childhood is very that superficial,
Hmm.
right? It has no vibe, I would say, if
Yeah.
I compare with our days.
Hmm. I absolutely understand. Okay, all
Mm.
right. Thank you so much for sharing that with me. Now, my last question before we move on to the topic of the day would be, what do you think is the most striking dissimilarity between childhood and adulthood? What is one thing we leave in our childhood, and of course, we don't know when we are transitioning. But as an
Mm.
adult, you think when you look back at your childhood, you think that okay, that I will never get back in my life.
I guess childhood is the purest stage of a person's life. Okay,
Hmm.
we are truly actually we are so innocent
Yeah.
when we are young. We are so innocent and naive. We don't
Yeah.
judge people. Okay, we
Hmm.
don't judge and
Hmm.
we don't discriminate.
Hmm. Hmm. Right.
That's the beauty of childhood. It's like we don't compare. We have nothing to do with the
Yeah.
maybe standard status and all. It's all about matching the vibe. When we become adults, we become so choosy, so selective, and so opinionated, right? So that's what I think.
I understand. Absolutely understand.
Mm.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing all that with me. On that note, we'll move on to the topic of the day, which is about music, right? So I already know that you enjoy music, but first, would you like to tell me a little bit about how is your experience with listening to music? Do you feel motivated when you listen to certain songs, or do you feel a shift of energy when you are particularly listening to something intently?
Yes, actually,
Mm-hmm.
I first of all, okay, when I tell people that I am a mellophile, so I always mention I have nothing to do with instruments. I
Yeah.
don't play instruments. It's
Right.
all about listening to music.
Hmm.
That too, typical Hindi Bollywood music. Yes,
Yeah.
sometimes I go for Himachali folk songs also. So it depends on my mood and it depends on the rhythm or the lyrics, I believe, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
So if we talk about today's fast-paced world, right? We all are I don't know where we are heading to. It's all about those issues, those health issues, anxiety and depression. So I
Yeah.
believe in my case, music is my ultimate elixir. Okay,
Hmm.
it alleviate my stress,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
For me,
Hmm.
it's not a noise. For some people, it can be. But
Hmm.
for me, it soothes, actually, it heals me. Whenever I feel low, I need my me time. And for me, my me time is all about listening to my favorite songs. I need
Yeah.
uh, a room where I can sit and I can play music. Okay. So yes, it heals me. It heals my soul. So
Hmm.
definitely, this is how music recharges my batteries.
Right. Okay. What kind of music do you like to listen to the most, or what era of music do you think is your favorite?
I don't think so. There is a specific era. Yes, I love 90s songs, but yes, I can also I listen to 80s songs also. Lata ji, Asha ji. Okay, बहुत पुराने जमाने वाले song, as I
Right.
just mentioned,
Yes.
right? And then if I talk about today's music composer, so yes, there are some composer who compose really good music, right?
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
Shreya Ghoshal. I'm talking about singers now, so I like melodious voice of
Right.
Shreya
Right.
Ghoshal, Shan, KK is no more with us, and lot
Yeah.
of the list is long actually.
Hmm.
And Palak Munchal, I guess she's such a
Right.
sweetheart, right? So
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
there. I think it depends on the mood. Sometimes if we are thrilled, we are pumped up, we naturally go for very happy, vibrant loud music. Sometimes if we feel little nostalgic,
Hmm.
so definitely I choose either. a bit sad songs or romantic songs. Okay, so sometimes I just want to, that I just want to recharge myself, or I just want to feel energetic. Then I go for Punjabi music also. And this morning I was cooking food. I was rolling out chapatis, and it was such a tedious task for me. So I just chose one Himachali folk song. It's very emotional. I don't know whether you have heard it. It's Chamba Kitni Dur. It's our
I think I
Himachali
might
folk
have
song.
heard.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
God, the lyrics, the tone. I
yeah.
was truly crying while
Hmm.
listening to that song. So my husband was pulling my leg that I have nothing to do with Shimla or Chamba. I don't belong to those places. Why you're crying? I told him that you would not understand. But
Hmm.
yes, sometimes randomly I choose randomly, so, any music or any song. So yes.
Okay, all right, I understand. Good, good job. Okay, so now, do you think music can be used as a stress buster? If yes, how?
Yes, yes. As I just mentioned in my case,
Hmm.
if I feel stressed, it helps to alleviate my stress.
Hmm.
Because see, sometimes without knowing, we start humming.
Hmm.
If we
Hmm.
are just listening, sometimes we go back to we go down to memory lane, right? If we are listening to romantic songs, we connect it with our those beautiful days, right? If we are listening to certain emotional songs, so yes, it's all about feeling nostalgic and getting back to your childhood or your college days, or maybe when you were newly married, right? So yes, it diverts our attention.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay,
Right.
because stress, how to control your stress level by diverting your attention. So in my case, it works magically actually. If I feel low, then
Hmm.
also I choose music. So definitely it works because the rhythm, the beats, maybe sometimes those lyrics, we can connect with those lyrics. Okay, so it's all about shifting your attention to that very problem to something else. So that's how it works, right?
Yeah,
So
I
yes.
understand.
Hmm.
Okay, thank you, thank you. All right. Do you think there is rhythm in everything, like say nature? Do you think there is
Yes,
rhythm in nature? Yeah.
of
Go ahead.
course. I have mentioned this thing also. Uh, I always compare my mornings here in Mohali and there in Himachal. So when I wake up there in Himachal, I always go to my terrace, right?
Yeah.
So where the mornings are all about those chirping sounds of birds, such melodious music, right? Then that maybe when the buffalo moves or the cow, okay? So those are actually, this is we call the music of nature, right? And if it is raining, that pit-pat sound of rain.
Hmm.
And not everyone can feel that. It's all about feeling the nature. We need some time to take a pause and to feel all these melodious sounds or all this music produces by nature, right? Or the nature,
Absolutely.
right? So I
Absolutely.
think, and when it comes to Mohali, so it's all about my mornings are all about those honking sounds of vehicle, okay, and water motor sounds. So yes, that's how nature has its own music, but we need to feel that rhythm, we need to feel those beats. Okay, and I guess William Wordsworth was one of those poets who used to personify nature and who
Right.
was a
Yes, yes.
great lover
Was
of nature. So yes, so
romantic poet.
I love his poetry also.
Right. Lovely. You'll like John Keats and others as well. They wrote some
John
beautiful
Keats, right, right.
lists. So that's why they are going to
Hmm,
talk. They're trying to talk about nature, trying to talk about what's outside the
nature.
window and not is happening inside. But
Yes,
I think some people actually need to write about nature, right? Otherwise, how do we
yes,
capture the beauty of it, essentially, right?
exactly,
So,
exactly.
yes,
Right.
absolutely, I agree. So, can you share any particular incident or event in your life related to music that you think is extremely significant?
I don't have that particular incident because it's all about every day. It's all about my daily routine. I can't tell you. Sometimes days are very heavy. Okay, sometimes time we when I'm going through a rough patch. Okay, because actually when people watch us on social media, okay, they just see our one side, and here what they see. Okay, they all see what we are making them watch. Okay, what we are allowing them to see. They don't know what is going on behind the camera. So yes, there are days when things are not in my okay, things are not favorable. So that time I can completely rely on music. It's it's a medicine for me. So
Right.
if I need my peace of mind, okay, either I sit quietly, okay, and music is not only about Bollywood music for me. It's all about those devotional songs, those hymns,
Yes.
the chants, okay. So if
Absolutely.
I feel if there is a loud noise
Yeah.
deep within, I always go to or I always play Gayatri Mantra or simple Om.
Oh.
That's it, okay? So this is also one form of music. So yes,
Absolutely.
if you want to lower your inner noise, you need to go to these chants, and these
Right.
actually help you. And if you feel emptiness, if you are so lonely, or if you actually you are alone, okay, then also you can go for those songs which you like. So I can't mention a specific incident, but it's a part of my life, part and parcel of my life. I think
Right.
uh, it is something that is pushing me towards my goal. So yes, that's it.